Hello and welcome to Kansas Speedway, as it is time for chase race number 2, but before we get there we have to qualify. And first out onto the track is going to be Eric and Rage, who had a actually I don't know how well. I don't remember how well. It's been a Oh, I see it now. Okay, so didn't have the best of races over at 8 Ball, but in comparison, not in the elimination zone coming in, as it was 94 points for the 29 car. You see the Goodwrench scheme though, and one win in the regular season. We'll have to see how he can do in race number 2. Knows he will race though, so that's the good news. Hiroshi Kazuyoshi also knows that they will race. Comes into this race fairly high up. Hold on, I'm going to click out of the screen here. Comes into the race, trying to look at things here. 25th in the owner's points, or 26th actually in owner's points, but had a very good run to give himself some breathing room going into today's race. So let's see how Hiroshi Kazuyoshi can do and maybe try and give themselves some more breathing room over 30th. Henry Sanford, who's in the owner's chase. Not quite sure how they did, but I don't remember exactly things on. Unfortunately, with how big I have to have the screen, I can't see everything I'm trying to look for. But Sanford knows that he will race in the 31 regardless of how well their speed looks. Jim Casella is one of the Gargo homers this week, 32nd in 32nd in the owner's points with the 96. Going with the Cowboys base scheme this week, so we'll have to see how that can do, if he can actually make it into the race or not. Cosmic Nova in the 41 car, the most recent winner in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series, has to still make it in on speed, 41st in the owner's points after the win. Let's see, I just want to see what the lap time's like here. 29.12 his last lap, 28.8 up to 7th. There's Will Lewis, who's in the driver's chase. It wasn't the best of races for him, from my memory. And yeah, indeed, that wasn't. They finished third to last, 43 points last week. So definitely going to need a rebounding run here. Otherwise, Will Lewis might be one of the first 4 eliminated in the chase. Henry Powers looking a little bit more up to speed this week than he was last week. 24th quickest though still for them. They are also in the drivers and the owners chase. Wasn't the best of showings for them last week. Just were not up to speed at all. And got caught up in an early wreck. So Jay Stella in the 01 has to make it in on speed. Not even in the top 50 in the owner's points coming into this one. Not right now looking the best. 26th quickest for them. And I see one of the Go-Go homers right there in the top 5. And speaking of which, there he is. Alex Hawkins in the yellow freight Chevy. Had to make it in on speed. Comes into this race not even in the top 50 in owner's points either for the 70. The All-Star race winner, their main achievement so far this season. Right now looking good to be able to make it in on speed. Matthew Marias, also a Go-Go homer. 23rd quickest right now, and they came into this race 50th in the owner's points after winning the finishing second in the D&Q race last week. So gonna need a rebounding effort here for the 19. Jeff James on track in the Aaron's Ford, currently 8th quickest and 20th or so in the owner's points. They will race with a comfortable gap over 31st, which actually did change hands last week. We'll get to that in a little bit. Tristan Wilhoit, go or go homer, 46th in the owner's points. Wasn't the best of showings last week after they made the race. And 17th would probably be fairly borderline on being able to make the race. Jonathan Zorline there, the 25 car, 13th right now, and they are 38th in the owner's points with this entry. Zorline a little bit lower than that in the driver's points because it's not been the best of seasons for him. So much promise after the fill-in job he had last season. Hasn't quite done it yet so far. Knows he'll have to be looking for at least a different number within the team at the very least, because the 25 already signed and agreed to as being Seth Cole next season. Troy Kang in the 60, currently the points leader coming into the race, as well as the owner's points leader for the 60, with 5,180 points to his credit right now through the reseed and last week with a top 5 run. I think about 3rd or 4th. Either way, speed looking very good on that car. Amy Shelley also with speed looking good, 6th quickest right now. They had a decent showing last week at 8 Bowl, right in the just barely in the front half of the field. But with all the troubles that other people had, that actually puts them fairly safe, at least right now. But I say fairly safe, there's still 2 races left, and you don't want to have a bad race if you don't have the win. Allie Nelson comes into this race knowing that they will race. Should be about 28th or so in owner's points, but right on that danger line as a result. Currently 5th quickest, showing some good speed. They'll have to, the pressure will be on them to try and perform in the race. Axel Casella comes in this race safe. They will race 21st or so in the owner's points for the 80. After we get through this one, I guess we'll go through normally. Tom Shelley comes in this race still looking for his first win of the season, but also comes into this race after a very solid first race of the chase. We'll have to see if they can keep the momentum rolling for this 45 car. Dylan Young sits on the pit lane right now, 26th quickest, but still fairly high in the chase grid, I believe, because they did have a fairly solid first race in the chase, top 20 run for them. Preston Plord comes into this race 17th in the owner's points because he's the, or it's like 17th or 18th actually. One of those two, I forget. Either way, he's one of the top guys in the points that did not make the chase. And obviously also did not make the owner's chase. So, right now, good thing too, 27th quickest. Kyle Matthews, 11th quickest, but knew he would race anyway, as they are about 18th or 19th in the owner's points after not making the chase there either. So, just looking for some solid runs, get some momentum going before he switches teams next season, in the 2007 season. Jake Baskinger looking solid, knew he had to make it in on speed, and currently is 4th quickest in this group in the Asthma Control Chevy. 42nd or so in the owner's points. They won the D&Q race last week. Ben Neuwirth comes into this race trying to build some keep some momentum going, I think. Well, build some momentum and keep some going because they had a decent showing last week. But obviously with a win, they were boosted a little bit already and don't come into this race in the danger zone. Ashley Brock, 22nd quickest. Going to have to increase that because they came into this race in 40th in the owner's points. They do not know that they will race. And it looks like there's some problems going on for the 26. So right now, not helping their case any. Trying to just get up to speed, I think, or trying to come back to pit lane. I don't know, one or the other. Stephen Paul III, fifth quickest right now. Coming off a fairly poor showing, actually. Did not help their case at all. But I don't believe that they come into this race in the danger zone either, so going to try and get the momentum going again. Mary Shelley, who had some nice momentum going into the chase, kept it rolling last week with a top 10 run. Currently 24th quickest, so right now the speed not showing out of the past champions ride. Trying to defend her championship here in two different formats, no less. Matt Dixon brings out the discount tire Dodge this week. Had to make it in on speed. 13th quickest right now, though, so looking fairly solid. I think they should be able to make it on that. 45th in the owner's points, so they need to make a few shows and get some momentum rolling in those shows to actually be able to get to the top 30 in points. 43, Jessica Shelton, 18th quickest right now in this session. 39th in the owner's points coming in, looking to make the show and hopefully get some momentum rolling. Might need to increase the speed from there to be able to make it, though. I would imagine so, actually. Sam Curtis, 26th quickest, but oh man, is he thankful for the fact of what happened last week. 66 holds the magical 30th spot in the owner's points after last week. Took it away from the 07 of Sam Young, and I bet Sam Curtis is thankful of that right now. Not got the speed right now in that car. And that is it for all of these guys, so let's take a look down here and look for some guys who might be trying to increase their time a little bit. And that is it for qualifying here for group number 1. Take a look at the timesheet here. You see Henry Powers, once again the slowest of this group. Was slowest of the group last week and actually had the slowest time overall. So something going on underneath the hood of that Robert Yates Ford that they've not been able to figure out the last 2 weeks. Just hasn't had the speed that they used to have in there. But either way, Alex Hawkins virtually locking himself into the field with the top time of the group. Let's see how well this holds up, and we'll take a short commercial break and be right back for group number 2. And we are back for group number 2, just waiting on a car to go out onto the track. See several cars lined up on the pit lane. No one volunteering to go out yet. I guess they're all just kind of waiting to see what the track's going to be like. After all, they did get to just see it for 15 minutes. Here comes the first one. It's going to be Mason Neal in the 12. Yeah, there. I guess we're just waiting for a group because here comes a lot of them out on the pit lane. And this group's going to be one of the favorites to probably set a quick lap. But Mason Neal, first one out. 14th in the 14th in the owner's points. No, that's not right. Probably about 17th or so actually in the owner's points. Sorry, because they did not make the owner's chase. I was looking at the actual points if there wasn't a reset. Bringing out the all-tell scheme though this week for Mason Neal. Either way, they know that they will race. Now moving to a guy who definitely doesn't know that they will race, Max Newart. The struggle has been real all season for this rookie. Doesn't even come into this race top 50 in the owner's points. That's how bad their season has been. Well, let's see how well he can do. And apparently he ditched his group of guys back. I was back here. Oh well. Momo Akari in the 2, coming off a solid run last week, I think. 22nd or so in the owner's points for them. Just around there. I have no way of knowing where exactly they were at. But either way, bringing out, looks like the darker of the 2 Miller schemes that they've got on board this week. They know that they will race. DJ Curtis also knows he will race, but is in desperate need of a good run, coming into this race in the danger zone, right around the 27th spot or so in the points. So if this Waste Management Chevy doesn't run well, they might be in need of going and qualifying in on speed next week at Pick Stadium. Brennan Patterson in the USG Sheetrock scheme this week knows that they will race, but as well also in that danger zone, 29th in the owner's points coming into this one for the USG Sheetrock Ford. And speed's still just picking up a little bit here. Winds out of the south today, as you see the cloud cover of factor. Fairly cool temperatures, 66 degrees. Like I said, winds blowing out of the south at 4 miles an hour today for this qualifying session. We'll have to see how that affects it. See Dylan Thoreau's car pushed up a little bit in turn number 3. Maybe that's a little bit of the factor of the wind. He's a go-or-go-homer this week as well. 35th in the owner's points. Should be able to actually move up a spot. Should be able to actually overtake the 05 car in the owner's points, as the 05 is not here. Mason Powers currently second quickest at a 28.71. Subway Ford for them this week, not even top 50 in the owner's points. It's been a struggle for this rookie as well this season. And time's already starting to fall off. That's interesting. Although for some they're not. So William Duncan, 21st on the speed charts right now, is going to have to pick that up. They're not even top 43. Are they? Trying to look for one. They're not top 50 in the owner's points. Or top 47, I should say. I think they're 48th in owner's points coming in. I scrolled this up. I didn't realize I forgot. I'm now looking top 47. Daniel Day, 21st on the speed charts, knows he will race 25th or so in the owner's points for the Haviland Ford, the 4th Yates car, a late addition to the Yates stable. They were planning to go with 3, but the funding came in from Haviland to sponsor a second car full-time. And so they were able to get the funding for the 4th car this year. Kind of a late addition, like I said. And then it even helped that Haviland stopped sponsoring the 42 for some of the races. So there you go. Gene Sanford, 20th on the speed charts, comes into this race 15th in the driver's points, and that car should be about 15th in the owner's points. It was not a great showing for the Napa Dodge last week, and it didn't help that Gene was one of the cars that got in on points for the chase. Ash Curtis, 3rd quickest right now, a go-home car. 47th in the owner's points for Furniture Racing this season. Not too bad, I guess. It's their 2nd full season. They took a year off there between the 04 season and this season. Yeah, that sounds about right. Eric Powers, 27th quickest, gonna have to pick it up. 44th on the owner's points coming in. Not been a good season for them at all, for the rookie either, and it's not looking very good unless he can find some speed in the next 8 minutes, or 8 3/4 minutes. Sky Commons knows he will race, but not racing for too much in the final 9 races. Had a decent showing last week, but comes in this race still 17th in the owner's points and 17th in drivers, which is the best that Sky Commons can do this season. Alex Perkle is currently 4th quickest in the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Chevy. About 19th or so in owner's points. Really hard to tell back in that area. Did not make the chase, but I don't think they're really too worried about it. The 1 car basically trying to help the 8 and the 15 out for the final 10 races. And again, they need to move whoever they're got on this 1 car because he is quick. Chris Louvier looking like he'll make a race. 2nd quickest right now in this session. And they weren't even top 47 in the owner's points. They weren't even top 50 in the owner's points with this car. Charles Jackson is 18th quickest right now and comes into this race 4th in the driver's points. So it was a very good showing, or at least somewhat good showing last week. Let's see if his speed can increase. Steve Pollard comes in this race 3rd in points after a good showing last week. And they needed a good showing too after the momentum that they had coming in with a last place finish at Richmond. 15th quickest right now for him. Zach Kreller is 8th quickest, and that's a car that also had to make it in on speed. 43rd in the owner's points coming in for the Joe Gibbs Racing Chevy. They might actually get 2 cars in the race. Chris Washer comes into this race 12th in the driver's points, so right on that magical bubble, 19th on the speed charts. And this was the regular season points leader, so going to have to try and get a good run going once again, build back up some of that momentum that they had going during the regular season. Dylan Casella right behind them, 6th quickest for the 06. Wow. That car's looking fast today. Not very good in owner's points, but hey, doesn't matter. I mean, you just got to be there on 1 point. Not looking good for Sam Young, the lone RCR car that had to make it on speed. 21st quickest right now at 28.88. That wouldn't even have been top 20 in the other session, so looks like Sam Young, unless he can pick it up in the next 6 minutes, going to be one of the go-go homers here at Kansas. Kenny Bale not looking good either. The FedEx Express Chevy, not even top 50 in the owner's points coming in. Forgot to mention with Sam Young 31st in owner's points. Like I said, lost 30th to Sam Curtis last week. But Kenny Bale doesn't look like they've got the speed to be able to make the show. Theo Stegall, currently 17th quickest, knows that they will race because they're in the owner's chase. Basically means that they know that they will race the final 9 races, though, because the owner's points is what will decide who's Go Homer or not. So they got the golden ticket they want. Ish Taylor with the Rick Ware Racing Pro30.com Dodge this season, or this race, 12th quickest right now. So I don't know where that puts them exactly on being able to make it, because it's harder to follow who's in, who's out right now. So that probably fairly borderline in my opinion. Especially because you have to compare them to the times from last group and this group. So we'll have to see how that goes for Ish Taylor. Kyle Collins doesn't have the speed right now. Comes into this race dead last in the chase grid, 16th. So they need a good run today or this weekend, because otherwise they might be in a must-win scenario going into Pig Stadium next week, the short track. Seth Cole with the Haviland Dodge this week, 16th quickest right now. Again, that's going to be borderline because I see a lot of Go homers in that top 10 in this group. Just from looking right now, 24, 78, 07 jumped up, 16 and 06, as well as the 20. All top 10 in this group. Heck, actually even the 72's in there too. So I think that speed for Seth borderline and probably would not make this race. Speaking of the 70, or 72, sorry. Whoa, massive frame drop there off turn 4 for some reason. But Robert Pollard, go homer this week. We'll have to see how that 28.73 can hold up. I think it should be good to make it. Kind of amazing how much the difference in go homers up at the top in this group to the last group is. Thought we might have actually had a fairly normal one. Final car to talk about, Levi McIntyre with 3 minutes left to go. Currently sits 11th quickest in this group, 28.74. And still in the driver's chase right now. Had a good showing last week. Comes into this race 5th in the points as a result. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the guys who are going to try and increase their speed a little bit. We'll start with him. And that is it for qualifying in group number 2. Momo Akari sets the quickest lap of the session, followed by Chris Livier, Ash Curtis, Sam Young, and Alex Perkle. Eric Powers sets the slowest lap of the session. And based on that lap time, I'm pretty sure for the second week in a row, Henry Powers, the slowest car in the field, but obviously in the race because of the chase. And what this does is I can confirm Alex Hawkins is definitely in the race because he will be leading the field to the green flag. Alex Hawkins is the Pennzoil Platinum 400 pole sitter for Kansas Speedway. With that, I will say so long because I don't want to do anything other than trying to figure that out and guess on camera who's where. You will see the starting grid right after this. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.